I'm Christine Persichetti. Giving up alcohol is a common sacrifice during Lent, but the Diocese of Scranton has created a blessed brew that has people cracking one open for a good cause. Our Jessica Easthope joins us now to tell us more. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Christine. There's no denying that food and drinks bring people together. And that's just the idea the Diocese of Scranton says is behind a collaboration with a local brewery that created a beer for Lent. The partnership is part of a diocesan initiative fighting hunger and homelessness, and officials there say this Lenten season, instead of giving up a vice, drink this beer and focus on virtue. Church bells toll, but it's been years since this place was home to consecrated bread and wine.
It's pretty cool. Not every brewery has a bell.
These days, it houses beer.
They say that the building is just a building after it's desanctified. Aside from all that, there's a really good vibe and feeling in this building.
What used to be St. Joseph's Monastery and Schoolhouse is now Breaker Brewing Company. The classrooms, now tap rooms. And the aroma of holy incense replaced with hops and grain. Co-owners Chris Miller and Mark Lehman can't shake what's left of the holy ground.
You can still faintly see it says, "My God, my all."
No matter how much foam and fizz is here today.
I never knew I would be working in here every day. I never knew that, it would, be part of my life in the future, this little church.
Many brews have been born in this place, but none so blessed as their latest creation. Its name, just like that of the brewery, tells a story that ties the past to the present. The Lenten lager is called 40 Days Brew. Father Brian Van Fossen, the pastor of St. Faustina, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish in Wilkes-Barre, says the beer serves a dual purpose: to pay tribute to the history of the beverage once brewed by monks and to give back. Mark and Chris get nothing.
Yes, they get nothing. They're going to cover their costs.
Proceeds help fight hunger and homelessness in the area.
The connection with Breaker Brewing is just the connection to the area.
The sleepy coal mining community's roots run straight through Breaker. The 40 Days Doppelbock German-style beer has amber hues and flavors from fruit, dark, like the anthracite coal that put Wilkes-Barre on the map.
We were coal miners, and breakers were large structures that would scatter throughout the entire diocese. And as they'd break the coal apart, they would slide down these chutes. And on these chutes would be these young boys, as young as 5, as old as maybe in their teenagers, who couldn't work in the mines. And they were called breaker boys.
The beer that comes out of this tap is more than its ingredients. It's community.
God is calling us into the glory of his kingdom. We build it here in our world today with each other.
So the next time the bells toll at Breaker Brewing Company, if you believe in the power beer has in bringing people closer to each other and in turn closer to God, it's a call to action.
Everybody has different experiences and they share them. Where would they do that without beer bringing them together?
The place might just be right here, enjoying a beer with your neighbor. The Diocese of Scranton's goal is to sell enough 40 Days Brew to raise $200,000. Christine?
Wow, gonna have to try it. Thanks, Jess. That money will go to an initiative called Rectory Set Cook. $2 from every 4-pack and $1 from every 40 Days Brew sold will be donated to the program that helps those in need in the Diocese of Scranton. Though this is the first year the diocese is making beer a part of giving back, you can say the idea started decades ago. Father Brian, co-owner Mark, and a Diocese of Scranton development official, Sandy Snyder, all went to Catholic high school together.
If you think about the diocese, it's 11 counties, and we have these permanent homeless shelters in multiple counties. We have kitchens, pantries, and food operations all over the place. So really, we need to raise as much money as possible to just meet these growing needs.
Breaker Brewing Company keeps only what it costs to make the beer. So what exactly goes into making a good beer? Well, Currents News' Katie Vasquez dives into the process that she said started centuries ago and includes a Lenten tie you might not expect.
For thousands of years, this drink has been part of the daily diet for various civilizations. But did you know it has ties to the Catholic Church? the 16th and 17th centuries, monks in Europe would brew beer at their monasteries.
Cheers.
To Lent.
To Lent.
Pennsylvania pastor Father Brian Van Fossen says one specific monk-made beer was born after an order. The Paulinier brothers tried to have a strict fast of bread and water during Lent.
People were not working as hard. They were tired. They were biting each other. It was just not a good fit for the communal life.
So they created the double bock or double bock beer, which was more nutritious than the average pint.
They're able to create something that has high carbohydrates, also has antioxidants, and a variety of other things that we would term nowadays like superfood almost.
The monks would drink the beer 4 times a day for the full 40 days. And as they gathered for prayer, they discovered the beer helped.
They found out that they were able to work harder, work stronger, work longer.
I bet the monks didn't have this back then.
No, but I bet they wish they did.
The brewing process to make beers like the double bock hasn't changed much, according to Chris Miller, the co-owner of Breaker Brewing Company in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
The process of making beer itself, the real simple is you're getting grains, you're milling them, you're combining them with water, you're extracting the sugar out of them, you're gonna boil that, add hops, and then when you're done, you chill it, ferment it, and then finish it, can it or keg it, drink it.
But what has been updated is the technology.
They would have to brew beer at a certain time of year when it's still cold out so they could lager it. Right now, all we have to do is turn our tank on, set it to 32 degrees, and we're good to go.
And the mindset on the Lenten sacrifice.
So what is your reaction to beer during Lent now as opposed to back then?
Sure. I think we still have aspects of the prohibition, and we have this idea that giving up beer is a holy act. And it can be, but in the same sense of it all, beer can also be community bringing, and it can bring us together.
Meaning you can join them in grabbing a glass and cheering.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To the resurrection of Christ in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Turning now to Texas, where a strict migration bill has been blocked by the courts. The bill would allow local police to arrest migrants who cross the border illegally. A Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals blocked that legislation late Tuesday night, hours after the Supreme Court temporarily allowed it. The ruling comes as a win to the Texas bishops, who previously stated that the bill could have deadly consequences for innocent migrants. Pope Francis addressed the disregard for migrants Wednesday in a message to bishops in Latin America, saying, "I encourage you to work tirelessly to eradicate this indifference so that when a migrant brother or sister arrives, they will find in the church a place where they will not feel judged but welcomed, where hunger and thirst can be quenched and hope revived." Some unexpected news out of Ireland. Their prime minister has resigned. Leo Varadkar announced Wednesday he's stepping down for, quote, political and personal reasons. However, he will remain in the position until his party elects a new leader. Varadkar asked for that new leader to be chosen on April 6th after Parliament's Easter break. Varadkar became prime minister in June of 2017, becoming the youngest ever to hold the office. He's also the country's first openly gay and biracial leader. Under him, the nation changed its constitution to legalize same-sex marriage and abortion. After his resignation announcement, he shared that he was proud of the country becoming a, quote, more equal and more modern place. Ireland actually came in 17th on the list of the world's happiest countries. The 2024 World Happiness Report came out on Wednesday, and for the first time, the U.S. did not make the top 20. We ranked number 23, down from 15th place the year before. So where exactly are the happiest places on Earth this year? Well, many of the Nordic countries took top spots. Finland was number 1 for the 7th year in a row, followed by Denmark, Iceland, and Sweden. Despite the war with Gaza, Israel is number 5 on the list. The report factors in things like life expectancy, freedom, generosity, and social support to calculate happiness. And an interesting thing to note, 4 out of those top 5 countries are majority Christian. Look at that. And that is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us, because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.